Hey guys, just sharing a second part to this Mazda Protege on the brake caliper. I did a video on the removal. Now I'm just doing a reference to reinstallation, but because I'm just doing a maintenance, I'm just doing cleaning and greasing on the sliders and the brake pads, because the brake pads are still good. There's still lots on them. And then I'm just greasing up the sliders on the brake pads. I'll grease it up in the backs, and then yeah, and then lube everything up, lube this stuff up so it's good and everything's moving, the e-brake. But I ran into this. Most pistons on vehicles will slide back, like once you push them back. If you take something like this, hold on a second, where is it now? Oh. If you take something like that, and that's a brake sputter, you put it in between there, and you put a brake pad in between there, an old one, and it'll push it back once you tighten this. But on this one, wouldn't do it. So what I did was, I looked back here and there's a 14 mil bolt like that, and then it comes off, and if you look in there, there's a little Allen key slot, and all you do is loosen that. Once you get this in there, once you get that in there, you just loosen it, left loose, right tight. Now that's the adjuster, I imagine, for the e-brake and for the brakes and stuff like that. So once I get that on, I got that all loose and it pulled back this piston, and then I will adjust it once I get it back on. Now I greased up all my sliders and whatnot. I'm going to put it back on. Did my brake pads. As you can see, it just slides on like that and then slides all the way in, and then we'll close up on the brake pad like that. But like I said, I'm going to grease up the in behind the in behind these, just to give it a little bit of grease, so that I always do this to the brake pads. I don't know why. I started doing it a long time ago, and it works really well, and it keeps everything sliding and clean. Yeah, once you get that, all the contacts, just make sure you don't get it on the brake pad surface itself, any grease or anything like that. Push this back. Oops. Okay. Once you get it all in there, then this will slide in. Tighten that. 10 mil bolt, tighten it up. There isn't one on here. Check out my video on how I removed this. Yeah, simple stuff, and everything goes back together. There's this brake line cable. The e-brake cable goes on, the mount for the e-brake cable. This clip goes on the e-brake cable. Yeah, it goes all together pretty simple. Check out my video on how I took it apart. It's, I don't know, pretty straightforward on how it goes back together. If you know how to take it apart, if you took it apart, you should be able to put it back together. But yeah, that's on a 2001 Mazda Protege. Rear brake caliper, reinstallation reference, tips, and what you want to call it. I don't know. I'm just not showing how to put everything back together, because if you took it apart, like I said, you should know how to put it back together. Everything goes back the same. Check out my video on how I took it apart. You're forced to watch. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.